Hello, my name's Will, and what I do is I talk a lot about staff safety, and within that I talk a lot about personal safety. Now, a couple of weeks ago I did a seminar on personal safety to a large group of people, and at the end when you get asked questions, a couple of them were asking me about equipment and apps and things like that, and I said, well, I've done apps, and if you want to go on a YouTube channel you'll see I've talked a little bit about apps and equipment. But what I also basically spoke about is that I'm looking at an app at the moment called WalkSafe.io, and I did a bit of research into it, and I've watched a few people doing videos, and they're okay, but I just didn't think that they taught enough about what the app's capable of. So what I did was I put this little video together, a bit of a tutorial, and I hope it helps you. So let's take a look.
So go to your Google or your respective platform, type in WalkSafe if you have to, put in IO, and then you'll see the icon appear. You click onto this, it takes you straight through to the page of WalkSafe. Now, there's not a lot of information in the sense of how you use the app on this. It just gives you basically the outline of what it is. And you basically then also download your respective app for your iPhone or your Android phone. As you scroll down, it just gives you the basics again of what the features on the app are. Like you have your WalkSafe here, that basically talks a lot about, it pinpoints where you are, and if there's any recording of incidents, or shall we say, someone's used it before you and tagged it for, say, there's rowdy groups, or there's no lighting, street lighting, or it's probably unsafe, or it's a restricted area, they actually log on that. So it's a bit of a community thing there as well. You go over to the tap safe. Now, the tap safe is like a little emergency button. Now, you have to put in before that all your emergency contacts or somebody you want to be as contacted, and when you'll see it, you see that if you press you need urgent assistance, it goes straight to it, or you have a countdown system if you have a concern, and it has a timer of 30 seconds and 10. Again, I'll show you this as we move into more detail. And then you have the last one that is basically a click-in session to tell your contacts that you're home safe. You scroll on down, it's just got some, obviously, some recommendations or places where it's been seen or been reported on. And then you've got the latest news and articles of where they've basically, again, worked with charities, or they've worked with certain projects, or in partnership with organisations to promote the WalkSafe app. And that's basically it. There's not really much there. You've got the news again, and you've got frequently asked questions that even quizzes things like where people have used it in certain parts of the United Kingdom and they can't get any access to it. And again, there's your contact. So let's take a look at the app itself.
So as you can see, I've now downloaded the app of WalkSafe. Now when I hit it, it takes me through to my home screen. Now in my home screen you'll see there's so many options. Now the one I always talk a lot about is the profile. I ask people just to double check that profile to make sure that they haven't added in a landline, or to make sure they add in people in there that they know can react and can also react safely in the event of you activating the WalkSafe app, i.e. the alert status. Now, the next thing I also talk about is the tap safe. Now, as you can see, at the moment, my contact is Hillary. That's my colleague, just for this purpose of this training. Now, if I hit the start button, what it does is it opens up into what we call standby mode. Now, standby mode says that it's inactive at the moment. That means it's not going to alert anybody. Now, if you see on the bottom part, you'll see these little, shall we say, icons. Now, this one here I'm going to press. That's what we call the OK mode. And as you should be able to see is that it's counting down from 30 seconds. Now, what that basically means is I could be going through an area I don't feel safe. It might be an area that I'm not familiar with. It might be dark. There's many reasons why I possibly want to activate that. Now, what I've got to do is I've got to keep touching that every, shall we say, 30 seconds or before the timer runs out, because otherwise when the timer runs out, it'll alert my colleague that I have possibly a concern within that area. Again, once I'm out of the area and once I feel safe, I just hit the standby, and again, it goes back to standby. Now there's also another feature on here called the nervous. Now the nervous in the sense is it counts down from 10 seconds. So I've got heightened concern of where I am. Again, I've got to keep touching it and it will go back to the 10 seconds. Again, once I want access from it, I just hit, and then I basically go back to standby mode. So it basically makes the app inactive. Again, I hit the top X to come out of this, hit the end, and then what it does is it takes me back to that main menu of that tap safe. Again, if you see this little icon top left, every time I hit that, it takes me back to the home menu of the app. Now, what I also have here is the second one, is home safe. Now, this means here you can put in your location or end location of where you want to go. So it could be a home address, a coffee shop, or wherever. Now what I've done here, I've just put in basically the city centre of Belfast, City Hall to be precise. There's my contact, and here is my time and date I expect to estimate to be there. So today, if I say that I want to be there for say 14:53, I hit the confirm. Basically registers that I'm there. I want to be there for 14:53 of today's date. I hit the start, it calculates, and it basically says that I've got to be there before 2:53. If I don't hit the cancel button at the end, it will alert my colleague that I was there at that time. So you see it's cancel, I hit that, and there you go. It's basically said I'm okay, there is no problem. Again, that you change the time or the date or the location of whatever you feel comfortable with. So that's that one. Now I hit the top left again, look, I'm back at the menu. Then I have check-in. Again, as you see, check-in is there's my emergency contact or contact person who could hopefully assist me if I have a concern. And a check-in is simple this. If I'm going for, say, a long distance or a long walk or wherever I might be, I can set stages. So say, for instance, I want to basically traveling wherever, say I'm doing a very long drive or I'm doing a very, very long walk, I can put in here a time of what I'd like someone just to get in touch with me for. And again, it says all the details. I hit the start button and it'll start down the timer again. So there you go. So I've basically put in there, send successful. So I've basically noticed that person that I'm going to be traveling to that location. Again, if I need to cancel it, I hit the cancel, or I'm at the location, it stopped it, see, I'm back there, and then what I do is I hit the menu and I'm back to the main menu. Then you have this down at the bottom, the WalkSafe map. Now, if I hit that, I've purposely done this for America just to show you that context of where far it can go to. Now, you'll see these icons down here on the left. I'll talk about them more in a second. Now, if I hit this grey one, it takes me to where I am in Hollywood currently. So it takes me into this area of where I am in Hollywood in one of our offices. Now what I wanted to do with this is I just wanted it to bring it over here to where I was at City Hall. Now, if you see where I am at City Hall in the context, I move my icon, zoom in, and what do I see? Well, I see certain icons, don't I? You see these little hands, and then you can see these little knives. And what basically is this is updated from police sites. So it basically local crime area information. How accurate this is difficult to say. But if I hit one of these, let's say this one here, it comes up and says that there was a knife crime at that location within the last 60 days. Again, I want to come out of that. And if I go over to one of these little hands here, I hit that and it says there was an assault there within the last 60 days. And what it's designed to do, it's designed basically to turn around and say, well, look, you're going to walk in this area, you might not feel safe, but here's some of the incidents that are going on in the room. Or perhaps no incidents within that room. And that's quite good if you sit back and think about it, because it gives you an understanding. Now again, I will remind you, I do not know how accurate these are. But again, you'll see as I zoom out, you'll see there's all these little dots all over. And again, this is me just using it on the basis of Belfast in the area of near where I live. But again, you have all your icons down here. And that's what it's designed to do. And then you have your settings up here. And there's all these features. Now, I am going to be very honest. I had to play with this for about an hour so that I was confident with it. It's easy saying you know all the features, but there's certain icons that you've got to press to get back, and then you'll see you've got to end or you've got to cancel stuff. But overall, if you use it consecutively over a period of days, I reckon that you'll get the hang of it. And again, it's another app that's free, and it's also the point of there's no marketing on it, and again, it possibly will keep you safe. Now, I hope what I've just shown you is helpful. I hope that you're able to go on and understand, and whether you're going to download the app or whether you're going to actually use the features of the app. But again, as I've said during the video, it took me about an hour to sit with it and have a fiddle with it and try it out over a couple of days just to see if it's good. But it's all down to what you think will help you. And as I've always said, the only one that's going to keep you safe is you. And taking a couple of minutes here and there and thinking how you can improve your personal safety can't do any harm. Please continue to watch our videos. Please follow us on our LinkedIn page where we put up articles and stories and also videos as well. And whatever you do, please stay safe. Bye for now.